Hi everybody, Judy Tuttle here from Tuttle Up Stamping, independent Stampin' Up demonstrator in Midland, Texas. And I'm ready to tuttle up with you today and make some projects, create some fun crafting community, and get things started with you today. We are on day 2 of our Floral Charm product-based class to go. This week's class you can order as a kit. Sometimes we ask you to place an order online, but we're asking you to place an order for a kit. You get half a pack of the beautiful paper. Here, let me show it to you right here. You get a half a pack of the beautiful Floral Charm paper. It's just gorgeous. You guys were all talking about it yesterday. Chrysanthemums, roses, poppies. I love this one. This one right here is just stinking gorgeous, right? Hi, Christina. So this week's class, included with your make and take, will be a half a pack of the Floral Charm paper, a full package of the Charming Shimmer faceted dots, a full roll of the petal pink braided trim, which we've been using this week on these cards, and a make and take packet. There we go. I had one of my lights not on, and that makes a difference. I was like, why is it so dark? A make and take kit to make 2 each of the 4 cards we're making this week for this class to go, okay? If you're interested in getting this product-based class, including everything you see here, and the make and take for the 4 cards, and a beautiful full color PDF with all the supplies, all the measurements, and all the directions, and lots of pictures, right, to help you along the way. So this is all included in your class to go. A half a pack of paper, full pack of embellishments, full roll of ribbon, PDF of all the instructions, and the cards, 2 each of all the cards that we're making this week. So what you will need is the Charming Day bundle, which includes the stamp set and dies. I cannot stamp anything for you, okay? So I will die cut everything that is not included in the bundle, but you will need the bundle, all right? Okay, so that's what we're doing today. Before we get started, I want to make sure, let me go back to my face here. I want to make sure you know everything that is going on. Hi, Sissa. Thanks for joining me. I have your catalogs ready to go in the mail. So they'll go either out this afternoon or tomorrow morning. So we have an in color sale going on. Anything that you buy in the store that has the colors of Cloud Cover, Darling Duckling, Secret Sea, Strawberry Slush, or Timid Tiger will be on sale. So you can see that in the online store when you go to the Tuttle Up shop. And next, I'm having a Charming Day, which is the same suite that I'm working on this week, but this class is just a simple card class. It's just 4 cards, very simple, great for the new stamper or the advanced stamper. You don't get all the product that you get with this week's product-based class, but you will have everything cut for you. I just cannot stamp anything for you. Hi, Sue. How are you? I've missed you. And then what else is going on here? Let's see. Let me get rid of that. The traditions of Christmas. Hey, you guys, I'm so excited that you're excited about this. It is beautiful. These traditions of Christmas cards are so, so pretty. I think you're going to love them. And we'll be making 5 cards, but you'll get a kit to make 2 of each. You'll get a half a pack of the paper, the ribbon, the embellishments. I showed all of that in the online store. I'm sorry. I showed you all of that yesterday in my video. So if you want to see all the product that you get with the Traditions of Christmas class, look at yesterday's video. I show it all in detail, both sides of the paper. It's so stinking gorgeous. I'm glad that you guys are excited about getting this one as a craft along for the end of September. And remember that if you order by the end of August, you get a little discount. You get an early bird discount from me. Okay? All right. That is all the blah, blah, blah. So I'm going to go to my hands here. I'm going to show you the 2 cards that we made yesterday. We made this one. So pretty, right? I love the gold leaves poking out of that strings of that braided trim peeking out from underneath. It's got a lot of dimension. This gorgeous DSP that's on here, and inside I just stamped one of the flowers in the corner. Very pretty. Okay, that was one of our cards from yesterday. The second card that we did yesterday was the super double card in a card fun fold. It opens like this, and then you have another card inside, and it opens up like that. So pretty, right? Anybody you give this to is going to be in awe. So thanks for being you. I love the DSP. I love these colors together, don't you? Crumb cake, pecan pie, petunia pop, basic beige. So, so pretty. Okay, so those are our first 2 cards for this class. So let's get started on the next 2 cards. I think you're going to love these as well. This is our first one. Isn't that so pretty? And what I love about it is everything. But I love that we use those party banners here to, you know what? It looks like I forgot to take off one of my dimensional backings here. I was like, why is that party banner wanting to come up? There we go. There we go. Okay, and then on the inside is this little thanks in the corner. So pretty, right? Oh, thanks. Well, I hope you love my cards from today too, Sue. I think they're equally as stunning. So there's the first card we're going to make. Let's get started on that. Second card is going to be another fun fold. So we're starting today's card with a piece of shaded spruce. That's what the name of this teal color is, shaded spruce. If you guys are new to Stampin' Up, you'll see that Stampin' Up, all their colors are alliterations of some kind. So shaded spruce has the S's going there, right? And then I've taken a panel 4 by 5 1/4 of Night of Navy, and I have embossed it with that Baroque embossing folder. Isn't that so pretty? And what I'm going to do to this is rough up the edges. Been kind of leaning into this lately, right? It's really my friend Monica's signature, and I love that she does this because it's rarely something I think about doing. And it puts me out of my comfort zone, right? Okay, so I'm roughing up the edges with the edge of my scissors, just like that. Boop, 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 boop. It's okay if it tears a little. It's okay if it gets roughed up. That's kind of the purpose of it all. And then we're going to take this corner here, and we're going to kind of curl it just slightly like that to give a little look of vintagey look, okay? Then I'm going to attach this to the card front, and what I'm going to do is put my seal plus on my card base because I don't like pressing into my embossed panels. I've told you guys that before. There we go, and this is going to get put right here. Okay, there we go. Now I have another panel of that DSP. Okay, so this one is 4 by 5 1/4. This one is 4 3/4 by 3 1/2. Okay, 4 3/4. So you see, you get a really nice border of that embossed folder around the edges there. Okay, but before I put this on, I have cut a 16-inch piece of that braided trim. okay? And I'm going to do what I did yesterday. I'm going to pull some threads out of this. Another section, right like that. And I'm going to lay it behind. And I'm going to tie a bow over here on the left side. There we go. I'm going to pull it kind of sideways. I'm going to fluff it out a bit. And anytime you tie ribbon or twine around a piece of DSP, it's hard to get it tight because the DSP is a little flimsy, right? I'm going to move this over just a tiny bit more this way before I do what I'm going to show you. So anytime my ribbon is not as tight as I want it to be, and honestly, this is pretty good. I did a pretty good job of that. But I'm going to show you what I do. I take my, let me cut my legs off here. There we go. I take my Seal Plus and I just run a little strip, and then I pull that excess ribbon kind of to the middle where that seal is, and it takes up the slack, okay? So it's taking up the slack, and then my ribbon on top is nice and tight, okay? Thank you. So I don't know how many of you have seen the holiday catalog, but if you have, what is your favorite product? It goes live on September the 3rd, and my favorite is that Traditions of Christmas. That's why I could not wait to have a class on that and get that in your hands, and make some cards with it. I think it's just maybe one of the most beautiful Christmas suites we've ever had. I'm not trying to be salesy, I'm just being honest. It is so pretty. Okay, but there's lots of cute sets. There's some cutesy sets. There's a religious set that I love as well. Okay, so there, I just put dimensionals on the back and put that on top of that embossed card. Okay, now I've cut two banners. I've cut one out of Night of Navy, and this one is about a little more than 2.5 inches wide on the straight edge. Okay, and then this one, but you will soon, Sissa, because it's going in the mail to you tomorrow. This is 2.25 inch. Okay, these party banners I know are an investment, but you guys, they are so nice. They really just make making fun cards so easy. Okay, so this Night of Navy one, I'm going to go ahead and put on the card front here with some dimensionals. It is hard to choose, Christina. I agree. So many pretty things. They really hit the ball out of the park on this one. So fun. Now, here's the deal. Are there things I don't like? There are. I'm going to say that. I don't always love every single thing. But you guys, what you need to do, they're trying to meet a lot of people's likes and find something for everyone, right? And so for me, I love most of it. There are a couple of sets that I'm not crazy about, and that's okay. You don't have to love everything. You will spend enough money buying what you do love, right? That's how I always feel about it. Okay, so I'm going to take You Made My Day, and on this white banner, I'm going to stamp it up right here in this corner. Right there. You Made My Day. And then the small flower bloom right here. Thank you, Sissa. I am so excited about it. It's going to be fun, and it's my husband's bucket list, so that will make it even more fun. Okay, so there we go. I hope it meets his expectations, right? I'm sure it will, because Stampin' Up! Loves to spoil us on these trips. Okay, and then I'm bringing out another piece of white here, and I'm going to stamp 2 more flowers. 1 2. Okay, I'm going to put these kind of right here next to each other and pull out my blends. Okay, so the blends I'm using on this one are Shaded Spruce, Bubble Bath, I always want to say bubble gum, Bubble Bath, and Berry Burst, and I have the dark Berry Burst. Okay, so on all of these, I'm going to color my leaves just like I did yesterday. Outline them, fill them in. This is Shaded Spruce, which is what my card base, that's the color of my card base. Right there. I'm going to do it on all 3 of these. So I don't know if you guys heard yesterday, but they are discontinuing the Stampin' Right markers. The Stampin' Right markers are not these. These are our blends, and our blends are alcohol based, which makes it really nice for blending, shading colors together. Our markers are water based and don't blend like these do. And I have to be honest, I really haven't used markers very much at all in a long time. And I haven't really sold very many markers. So I am not super sad about them being discontinued, but I know that there are some people out there that are. So I'm going to be empathetic to that. It's always sad when something you love gets discontinued. It happens all the time to me, especially with makeup. I find a foundation or a product line that I really love, and then 2 years later I go to buy it and they're like, oh, we don't sell that anymore. And I'm like, what? But you know what happens? They always have something great to replace it with, right? So it happens in all things, all industries. And so Stampin' Up! Says, you know what, we're not selling markers. They have really declined in sales, so we're going to focus on other things. Okay, so there are my leaves. And let's go with our bubble bath. I'm going to start with my light. So I did use a marker last week for the turtle, because we didn't have a garden green blend. I'm hoping they will fill in those gaps with the blends now that we won't have markers anymore, right? Now here's the deal. All the markers have gone on the last chance list, and they are sold by color families. So if there's some markers that you want and you need to fill in the missing gaps in your color families and you want to get them before they're gone, they are now in the last chance list, so you can grab them there. Okay, and then I'm going to take my dark bubble bath, just add some shading, and this time I'm just going to bring it from the middle. On this card, my sample card, I kind of went around the edges too, but I think it's going to be better if we just kind of do the shadowing from the center, right, like that. Pretty, right? And then all I have to do, Sissa, I'm glad you found me too. I hope you love Stampin' Up! As much as I do. It has brought so much joy to my life, and I love the creativity, right? Okay, so there we go. There's all of our flowers. Now, one more thing. I have cut 2 in Shaded Spruce of these long leaves that are part of that Charming Day die. Before I put them on here, though, we're going to take a blending brush and a little basic beige ink, and we're going to blend some basic beige on this banner just to add a little bit of vintagey look to it, right? Take the stark white out of it. There we go. Okay. I'm going to take these leaves and I'm going to chop them down just a little bit because they're a little too long. And I am going to adhere 1 kind of up here in this corner like that. So I'm just going to add a little glue to more of these bottom leaves that are here. This is going to get attached right there. And then I'm going to do the same thing with this other one. I'm going to cut it off a little bit smaller. And it is going to get attached kind of coming off the other corner of the banner here. So Sissa, there are so many people that are on this page that watch me, that reach out to me, that I've never met in person, but I feel like they're my friends. Sue Thomas is one of them. Sherry Motes is another. Jeanne is another. We have just met and interacted. They've come to some of my bingo nights. I have a friend, Mary, that lives now up in Minnesota. She was in North Dakota, and we talk all the time on the phone. So these friendships come through this Stampin' Up community that are so precious to me. And some of them have had the joy of meeting at different events. Some of them have come to my bingo nights via Zoom. And so I've got to see their beautiful faces that way. So it is a community that is pretty special. Okay, so what I'm going to do is cut both of these flowers out with these dies. Okay. And I'm going to zip them here on my die cutting machine. Here's one. I'm going to put the other die again on this one and zip it through as well. Okay, there we go. I'm going to pop these up onto my banner here with some dimensionals. Grab them here. I love friendships too, Sissa. Heart and soul of who I am. And that's why I came up with the name of Tuttle Up. There's a long, funny story about it, but basically Tuttle Up came to mean gather together with friends. And so that's why I named my Tuttle Up business Tuttle Up, because that's what it means to me. It means community and friendship, and in this case, the joy of creativity and the joy of giving these cards to people you love, right? All of that is so valuable in our lives. Okay, so there we go. How beautiful is that? All that dimension. It's so pretty. Okay, so I'm going to grab my card back here. And this is going to get popped up right here in the center of this banner. Okay, so I'm going to add a few more dimensionals. Keep popping up here. Then all I have left to do is the inside and to put on some rhinestones. And this card is complete. There we go. All right, so for this one, you could use any of them, but I felt like I used those Berry Burst ones twice yesterday. So we're going to use these, I think they're really Secret Sea, but they blend well enough with the Night of Navy that they work, right? Now let's be real. Are you ever going to give a card to someone and they're going to go, why did you use Secret Sea gems instead of Night? No. You will never. They will be so in awe of your card. That is all they care about. Okay, so there you go. There's the outside of the card. Now let's do the inside real quick. It's super simple. We just have a piece of basic white that's 4 by 5 1/4. I cut a piece of that DSP, right? 1/2 inch wide, and it's got to be more than 4. So I don't know far I cut it, but I'm going to end up cutting a little bit off of this. I'm this time going to put it over here on the side. Add a little glue to this. Add it right here to the side edge. Okay, there we go. I'm going to cut the excess off. And I'm going to stamp in the corner. Thank you. Thanks for being you. I also feel like that this business really lets my light shine for my faith, and there's people here that I have talked to when they've gone through really hard things, and I feel like it's a great mission for me as well. So it completes my purpose in this world, right? To bring joy to others, to build community, to fill in the gaps where people are lonely, need a person they can trust. There we go. There's the inside of my card. I'm just blah, blah, blahing today, aren't I? Okay, so here's the inside of my card. And here's the outside of my card. Love it. I just feel like you guys are in the room with me. Okay, so there's our third card from this series. I tell you what, I'm struggling with my camera today. I don't know, it keeps wanting to fall down. Not sure why. I keep tightening it up, so we're going to have to work on that. Okay, so here we go. That's card number 2. One more card. You guys are going to love this one. I know you are, because it is a Monica creation, and it is fabulous. And it gives us a chance to look at another new product that will be coming out in the mini catalog. Okay, cleaning everything off there. Okay, there we go. Okay, we don't need these stamps anymore, so I'm going to move them kind of out of the way over here. All right, so our last card for this week's product-based online class to go is this one right here. So pretty, right? And this one has a belly band that pulls off like this. Look at that embossing on that. I'm going to tell you where that comes from in just a second. And then it opens like this and like this. And it says, "Can't wait to see you soon," down in the bottom there. So cute, right? Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to start with a piece of Misty Moonlight. That's what this is right here. And this piece of Misty Moonlight is scored at, I want to grab those instructions here so I give you the right measurement. It's kind of an odd scoring, but there's a reason for it. Let's see. We are scoring this at, see, this is what you get in with your kit, right? 4 1/4 by 11, scored at 2 3/4 and 3 1/8. 2 3/4 and 3 1/8. So it folds to the center like this. So you have 2 flaps that fold like this. Now, the only hard part about this card is that one of these flaps is 2 3/4 and one of these flaps is 2 7/8, an 1/8 of an inch bigger. Okay, I think it's going to be this flap right here. Nope, see, I was wrong. That's the 2 3/4. So this one here is the 2 7/8. This one right here. Okay, you might need to measure it on your grid paper with a ruler or something. Okay, now we have a suite coming out in the holiday catalog. that's called the Peaceful Garden Suite, and there's also an add-on called the Peace on Earth stamp set, okay? Now, the cool thing about this suite is that you get this embossing folder, and can you guys see that? It creates this frame. But there's also these dies that fit into the center of that frame right there. How pretty is that, okay? So what Monica did, which is brilliant, is that she took this embossing folder and she's only embossing the top edge of this card. So I'm going to put the embossing folder up to the top edge of that card, right like that. Okay, and I'm going to run it through my embossing folder. So just the top flap gets embossed, okay? So when you're running this through the embossing folder, you're going to put your one plate down. You're going to put this panel down like this. And then the edge of the top panel is going to go right up to the edge of the embossing folder, right there. Because you don't want it to emboss anywhere below that line right there, okay? So I'm going to go over here to my die cutting machine. I'm going to run this through just until it hits that edge, okay? And there we go. Only that top edge is embossed. Isn't that pretty? Okay, so that's going to get folded down. This is going to get folded up, and it's all going to come together like this in the end, okay? So now, I'm going to grab my pieces here. I have a piece of Petal Pink that is 2 5/8 by 4 1/8. 2 5/8 by 4 1/8. And then I have a panel of DSP that is 2 1/2 by 4. I'm going to layer those on top of each other, okay? And this is going to go like this. Right, like that. And then this is going to go on this bottom panel down here. Okay. Oh. I have a love-hate relationship with Seal Plus, but it is the best and strongest, I feel like. So I use it, but if you don't put just the right angle on it, sometimes it tears the paper like that, which is frustrating. But I buy it, I use it, I sell a lot of it, so sometimes we have frustrations with the things we love, right? Okay, so here we go. I have a piece of basic white, and for the inside of this card, we are going to stamp. First thing I'm going to do is put my strip on it. Okay, so this is going to go right down here at the bottom, and I'm using this one that is Blackberry Bliss, and it's the back side of that chrysanthemum looking paper. So this is going to go, you know what, I need to wait just a second. So what I'm going to do first, sorry, a little discombobulated here, I'm going to stamp my leaves first because they're going to come up from the bottom here. And those need to be there before I put the strip on, right? Does that make sense? So now I can put my strip on, and those leaves look like they're coming up from the bottom there. Okay, there we go. Now, my verse is going to go kind of right in between those leaves here. And this verse says, I can't wait to see you again soon. And it's going to go right here in this little area right there. Can't wait to see you again soon. And then this is going to get adhered inside my card base here. So now I can put that belly band and everything on, and my inside is already complete, right? So this is going to go inside here. There we go. Okay, it's going to fold up like this. I have a belly band that is 1 inch by 12 inches, but I'm going to end up cutting it off. And I'm going to put this belly band around here. And I'm just going to fold it to the center. And you're going to see it's a little bit too long. I don't want my ends to be anywhere but right inside where this label is going to go right here. Okay? So I'm going to grab my scissors and cut both of these ends off about 1 inch. So really, probably about 10 inches should be sufficient, okay? It's just easier to cut it 12 inches by 1 inch instead of trying to cut it down. Now, it's going to overlap right here in the center, but that's okay because my labels are going to end up covering that up, okay? So I'm just going to put a little Seal Plus right here. You don't want it super tight, but you want it tight enough that it's just going to hold together right there, okay? Perfect. Now, I've cut 2 labels using that Peace on Earth dies, these 2 labels here. Look at those awesome doves. The DSP has those doves in it. It's beautiful. Can't wait to show it to you soon. But we went ahead and we cut 1 label, the larger one, out of Petal Pink, a smaller one out of Basic White. I have a piece of twine. I have some die cuts here. This leaf is out of Old Olive and the flower is out of Blackberry Bliss. And I have a tiny little circle in Cloud Cover. And that's from the Stylish Shapes dies. Okay, so this label right here is actually only going to be attached to my belly band. But before I do that, I'm going to take a piece of that braided twine and I'm just going to put it right across the center of that belly band, right like that. So I'm going to take my Seal Plus. It's going to run it right here, enough to hold this braid into place right there. I love how Monica did this. Okay, now I'm going to grab my dimensional package, and do you see these tiny little strips right here on the edge? Well, you know what, Sissa? I have the Stampin' Up! One with the handle, but I die cut hundreds of die cuts every week for all my classes, and I was developing carpal tunnel in my wrist, and so that is why I bought an electric one. Honestly, our Stampin' Up! Big Shot is amazing, and they guarantee them for like 3 years or something, so I have had to go to an electric one recently because my doctor said I need to stop that action of rolling it since I do hundreds of die cuts a week, right? Okay, so there we go. Got a little piece of that dimensional showing out of the edge there. I'm going to chop that off. There we go. Come back here, get that straight again. There we go. Right like that. Now, on this white one, I'm going to add, yep, that's the right way. I'm going to add these leaves right here, kind of to this side, right like that. So pretty. I love the detail on these leaves. It's just so pretty. You know, when they first came out with dies, all we could do was labels. And so we had circles and squares and rectangles, and we thought we were the hottest thing coming. These dies they make these days with all the detail in them is just amazing to me. I wonder if someday we'll go, remember when we used those detailed dies and we thought we were so cool? Maybe. Okay, so this flower, I don't know if you can see the detail on that, but it is super pretty. I am going to add a little liquid glue to this. And this is going to get attached right here next to those leaves on that side right there. Okay, then this little piece right here, I'm going to stamp this word hey on it. Hey. And then in this side it says, I can't wait to see you again. Stamp it. Okay, sorry, I'm going to get my head in the camera here. I think I'm going to stamp it right in the center of that cloud cover circle. There we go. And this is going to get popped up right here next to those flowers, okay? So for all my classes, since I use our Stampin' Up! One, they really are amazing. The electric one is just for me to give some relief to my wrist issue. Okay, so there we go. So pretty. All I have to do, you guys, is pop this up on my belly band, and we have a stunning card to give to somebody. And I'm going to use my Petal Pink shimmer dots for this one. And I'm just going to kind of poke them in here in places that look like they could use a dot on them. Maybe right there, and maybe one down here at the bottom. Right like that. And then I'm going to add dimensionals to the back side of this. So I'll put the link, if you would like this product-based card kit to go, the link will be in the description. And I hope you guys love it. I hope it's something you're interested in. Half a pack of DSP, a full roll of that ribbon, full package of these embellishments, and all the cut pieces to make 2 of each of these cards. There we go. So here we go. Let's pull out all of our cards. I'll pull out one of each one. These are the 2 that we did today. And these are the 2 that we did yesterday. And your kit will include everything you need to make 2 each of these cards plus all of that product. So I hope you guys love this or think about getting this class to go, and that you have loved the cards this week. So thank you so much. What a great week it's been, right? I'm going to Alaska. We've made some beautiful cards together, and we're all looking forward to next week. Next week we'll be doing that Jar of Joy craft along. So I know some of you guys got that. We'll be getting that kit in the mail this week, right? And after that, the week after that, we're going to do a new catalog kickoff. And for a full week, we're going to show you things that we've made from the new catalog. So I hope you guys look forward to that too. Think about taking that Traditions of Christmas craft along at the end of September. Early bird registration is a little cheaper, and but you have to register by August 31st. So thank you, those of you who have already purchased that. It's going to be super fun. I think you're going to love those cards. So God bless you guys. I'm sure I'll be back this weekend sometime with a little wrap up of the week, and to get you started thinking about the next week as well. So God bless, and I will see you soon. Bye-bye.